everybody? Richard Dolan here for a courageous conversation.
Who I'm at today, you're right, there's no going back.
How do you feel the weight of that desire?
I have been there for a while.
The story's still being written and you cut the story short. As they say, I'm playing with house money.
They said, neo-fascist.
You can't imagine, Richard. I've heard everything now.
But I'll tell you what, you ain't never buying your time back. Value your time.
Once you start a courageous conversation, there ain't ever going back to an ordinary one.
So you're heading into a transition, Noah. You're heading into a transition, and by the way, of course, if you haven't caught the sentiment of everybody down in the chat room, everyone's saying congratulations, God bless, L'chaim, your beautiful fiance. I mean, for you, brother, you're the poster child of transition. You're transitioning philosophically, you're transitioning psychologically, you're transitioning emotionally, metaphysically, literally, physically, all those things. As you're tippy-toeing and really taking these baby steps through it, what are you looking for? What are you searching for as the next best thing to throw Noah Schwartz's life behind and into?
My thing is, my real reason to focus on building wealth is financial freedom, right? But I have a lot of friends who have had successful exits, made billions of dollars, and I talk to them. And my first question I asked, my friend actually just sold his company for 1.5 billion. He's now 60 years old. And I said, hey, Sean, listen, I have a question for you. What is your biggest regret? If you have one, not that you do, I'm just curious and I want to do a deep dive into your mind. And he goes, Noah, that's a great question. And he goes, honestly, I worked 100 hours a week for so many years. And, I missed a lot of things that my child growing up, I missed a lot of these things. So he said, that's one of my regrets. So it's something that I battle with. Do I focus? And I'm okay financially right now, but I want more in the sense because I want to give back. I want to build schools in Vietnam. I want to help people. So that's my goal by focusing on something and building something special. Because one, it leaves a legacy, right? But at the end, I think people focus once they get to a certain level of success financially, they place so much emphasis on accumulation. And I don't think, another friend of mine just wrote a book. His name is Bill Perkins, a commodities trader. He just wrote an interesting book called Die with Zero. And there's some interesting fundamentals that he talks about. It's probably up here in the blue somewhere. Yeah, it's right here. I'm not promoting his book by any means, but nonetheless, he talks about some interesting things about how we accumulate wealth. And then at the end, we just leave it to future generations instead of helping people now. Like, let's focus on now, as long as they're entitled, so on and so forth. And they're not just taking advantage of you. There's two different things and there's two different ways to look at it. So that's my thing, like to build a legacy, work really hard on something that I truly love, which again, I'm searching because I'm a people's guy. I put people together in deals and so on and so forth. And I piggyback a lot of deals. I surround myself with people that I feel are more intelligent than me and lift me higher and vibrate on my frequency and are genuine. That's the key.
Thank you for the compliment. I don't think I heard, but I'm just thinking, hey, by the way, guess what's in here?
Tequila.
No? Close, but
Angel's Envy.
You nailed it, bro. You nailed it.
I was with them yesterday. Angel Envy guys.
Another one of your buddies, but let's riff off what you're talking about, because Noah, for those who are watching this and for those who are here and they know me very, very well, I'm just a great curator and creator of the impossible. That's just what I do. And it's not me pitching you. Of course, you're my friend and actually one of my best friends. So I have a lot of respect for you and admiration for where you're heading. I have to say to you, I had a recent conversation with a gentleman who runs one of the world's largest foundations, the Ford Foundation. Darren Walker is his name. And in a conversation with him, for those who don't know who that is, Darren Walker is an incredible man who's responsible for actually assigning billions of dollars a year to charitable efforts and initiatives. And what's happening, Noah, is there's a shift. There's a shift away from what wealth once was, what philanthropy even was, what giving even meant. That just because I gave someone $1 doesn't mean it made a difference. Yeah. And so there's this shift to finding and restoring the fiscal and philosophical spirit for financial wealth, to be able to say, hold on a second, there's got to be justice. There's got to be equality. There's got to be impact. Is this resonating with you? And if so, why?
Of course it's resonating, because there's so many. The problem I feel a lot of times is with a lot of different charities, so on and so forth, and all these different organizations is the money doesn't get to where it needs to go. You have people on the top of the totem pole that, you know, are taking G5s and spending the money and the donations not where it needs to go. So that's another thing that I really want to focus on. I want to hunt like St. Jude's. You know, I do a lot with St. Jude's, Make-A-Wish. And when you look at the breakdown, 100% is going to an amazing cause. And sadly, people are selfish, right? People are always trying to do what's best for them. They don't have that authentic, genuine heart. Not to say that they don't exist, because there's plenty of amazing people in the world, but they're a dime a dozen. They're just not everywhere, right? So that's what I want to do. Impact people in such a way and make sure that the money goes to where it needs to go, and you're making a difference in the world, because life is hard. The game of life. What is winning at the game of life, right? How do people define it? Life is an experience. It's a myriad of experiences put together, and it's what you make of it. But it all starts with mindset, right? And the people you surround yourself with, and people that lift you higher, that truly want to see you win. Like, hey, let's celebrate our wins. Let's make money together. Let's break bread. But at the same time, let's make a difference in the world. Let's not just be, hey, selfish, I'm a billionaire. Okay, great. Hey, Bezos, you got billions. Wonderful. Great. How about let's give everyone a $2,500 credit on Amazon while people are struggling. Let's make a difference in the world. Let's help people, because a lot of people have nothing, right? So it's not about money.
I love it. I love it. If you're digging what Noah Schwartz is saying right now, put some love in there in the chat room.